coming home, coming home. Now this is a story about a little boy. It took place in one of the big northern cities. And the little boy's mommy had died. His daddy had run away. And he had to sell papers on the street corners to pay his way. He was walking by a little mission house one night, and he heard the preacher in there preaching. He was telling about Jesus. Jimmy said, I believe I'll go in. Well, if Jesus is in there, I'll give him one of my papers. And he went in and sat down about halfway of the building. When the altar call was made, he was the first to get up to go pray. And he knelt down at the altar and he said, Jesus, this is Jimmy. Jesus, this is Jimmy. And he did this for about 3 nights in a row. So some of the committee got together. They called the pastor over and said the little boy can stay, but this simple prayer that he says just has to go. So the pastor called the little boy over to him and says, son, I want to talk to you about that prayer that you prayed. And Jimmy looked up with a puzzled look in his eye, and a tear trickled down on his cheek. He said, preacher, I don't know how to pray, and you made Jesus sound so good that I wanted him to know who I was. And all I knowed to say was, Jesus, this is Jimmy. So the little boy hung his head down and went back and sat down. Well, when service was ended that night, he was the first to get up to leave. Just as he stepped out the door, there was a dull thud. And when they went out to see what was wrong, there lay little Jimmy all covered with blood. They gathered his little body up and rushed him to the hospital. When they got him there, the doctor looked at him and shook his head. He said it's impossible for the little fella to live while about every bone in his body is crushed. The pastor looked down and seen the little boy's lips begin to move. And he knelt down to see what he was saying. And he was saying, Jesus, this is Jimmy. And just as the breath left that little boy, and he left this world for a better one, why, that whole room got still as a great voice filled that room. And it says, Jimmy, this is Jesus. Coming home, coming home, never more to roam. Open wide thine arms of love, Lord, I'm coming